and diversity, equity, and inclusion for the Culture Club.
KUAM News Hotspot is brought to you by
Pacific Points, Do More, Get More, and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
All right, everybody, it is Wednesday here on the Hotspot, the day after Giving Tuesday. First of all, thank you to each and every one that contributed, participated, saw us, waved at us, participated, and got involved in Giving Tuesday. We all made this happen together. So, Sijus Masi, thank you from all of us here at KUM. All right, it is the last day of November, but we got a show to do, so it's 11 o'clock. 11:01. I was a minute late. All right, let's get to it.
The menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
We are going to tell you on our menu today about 2 more deaths related to COVID, according to the Joint Information Center. We're also going to check on what is the status with Artemis. For you science nerds out there, stay tuned because we got good stuff coming up. We also have this week's weekly renewal with Clara Calvo, and we close with Boca Talks with Jess Rosario. Of course, I'm the biggest nerd around. Well, in legal news, it took less than an hour for a jury to return with a verdict of guilty as AJ Toe was convicted of second-degree robbery following his trial down in Superior Court. He was accused in an armed robbery at Valencia Check Cashing Services in Dedido back in July. Officers tracked him down after he forgot his wallet at the scene. Sentencing has been set for February 28th. Well, a man has been arrested in connection to a fire in Jotnya as 30-year-old Anthony Cruz has been charged with aggravated assault and terrorizing. A witness told police Cruz got upset with him after telling him he did not have a cigarette. That's when Cruz allegedly threatened to burn the house down before the residents later caught fire. It took GFD firefighters almost an hour to put the blaze out. At the time of the fire, Cruz was on pretrial release for a separate arrest criminal case. Tragically, there are another pair of deaths that have been linked to COVID, according to our friends at the Joint Information Center. The 408th COVID-19 related fatality was at GMH on the last day of September. That patient was a 90-year-old man who was vaccinated with a pair of boosters, but who had underlying health conditions. The 409th COVID-related fatality was at GRMC on October 21st. That patient was a man, 53 years old, who was partially vaccinated and had underlying health conditions, who tested positive on June 14th. There were also 141 new cases of COVID, and there were 8 hospitalizations for the virus yesterday, including 2 that are pediatric patients. All right, here's that science news I was telling you about. NASA's Orion capsule reached its farthest distance from Earth. That comes as we see incredible new pictures of the lunar surface taken from the spacecraft. Let's go for the Artemis.
New images from Orion's cameras as it travels through space. These black and white snapshots show a close-up of craters on the surface of the moon. The pictures are taken from over 200,000 miles away. The capsule officially reaching 268,000 miles, the farthest a spacecraft meant to carry humans has ever gone, eclipsing a record set back in 1970. By Apollo 13's Odyssey.
Today, Orion really marked a milestone.
It was a big milestone for the Orion spacecraft and the Artemis 1 mission. It's another sign that this vehicle, the Orion, will be able to safely carry astronauts to the moon.
Orion is now in a distant retrograde orbit, 40,000 miles from the lunar surface. It will take about a week for it to complete half an orbit around the moon. Orion's cameras, often being streamed back live, allow us to view Earth and the moon from deep space.
And it provides a unique perspective. You know, they're able to watch the Earth disappear behind the moon.
NASA officials outlined the progress that's been made and some of the challenges ahead during a late Monday press conference.
Micrometeoroid and orbital debris, which is our top risk driver, is in play to get out of the space environment.
Just the first step in a new era of space exploration. If the mission is successful, the next one, set for as early as 2024, will take astronauts on a journey around the moon. And then in 2025, they would return to the lunar surface. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
All right, we know all of you have been waiting with bated breath for this week's weekly question, and we are asking this week, how will the state of the economy affect your holiday spending this year? Some people believe we are in a recession already. Other people believe we have been in one for quite a while. Regardless, How do you think the economy is affecting your pocketbook and how you're going to spend on food, on gifts, on partying, on going out? Or are you making some pretty drastic, and some people might believe some pretty smart changes? So please let us know on Facebook and on Instagram. We are at KUAM News. DM us and we'll feature your responses at the end of the week. Now, because it is Wednesday, that means we are going out in the field, specifically downtown to Guam's capital municipality of Hagåtña. Our guy, Jess Rosario, the proprietor of Boca Box, is standing by and has another helpful talk on how to eat healthy. What's up, Jess?
Hafa day, everybody. Welcome back to the Boca Box. This is the HotSpot, and I'm Jess Rosario. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving last week. I know mine was really awesome. I got time to spend with family and friends. And you know what? I didn't overindulge. I ate very sensibly. I was realistic about the approach I took to my Thanksgiving eating, and I had a good time. But the holidays are not over. This is actually the time, Thanksgiving and Christmas, in between that time is where all the parties start to happen. Family come from off island. We're going to have parties with our coworkers. We're going to be doing things with family and friends even more now, all the way until the New Year's. So I wanted to give you guys some tips where you can still eat smart and stay healthy during this period. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about, and the first tip I have for you guys, is to not wait, but to start now. A lot of times people will be like, okay, it's holiday season, and I think I'm just going to let go. I'm going to enjoy myself, and I'm going to wait until January to do the whole new year, new me kind of thing, right? But trust me, if you let go now and you wait, you're gonna have a harder time trying to lose weight and trying to get on track come January. So be realistic. Do small things now that will help to get you to eat better and to stay healthy versus waiting until January. The second tip I have is to always try to eat very unprocessed. That just means make home-cooked meals instead of using processed foods. For instance, like if you're going to make mashed potatoes, let's go for real potatoes versus boxed potatoes. If you're going to be eating things like spaghetti or lasagna or things like that, make it yourself versus buying it frozen or buying it at a can. You know, just eat very wholesome, eat very real, eat real food, not processed food. One of the things that I like to do, and I think it's a little bit more enjoyable, which brings me to our third tip, is to eat slower. At the dinner table, sometimes we'll get in a rush because maybe we're hungry and we start to scarf down our food, but we want to be able to enjoy the food that we have in front of us. So eat slower. And what this is going to do is it's going to give your body time to really digest everything that you've eaten, but it's also going to send a signal for your stomach's going to send a signal to your brain telling you that, hey, I'm good. I don't need any more food. And so you'll stop eating, right? But if we rush it, then that signal is never going to get to our brain, and we're just going to be eating and eating and eating. So take your time when you eat, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whether you're at parties or whatever, take your time and eat and enjoy the food. Number 4 is be mindful about your eating. I think one of the biggest reasons why people tend to overeat is that they're not looking at their plate. You know, they're just putting food on their plate and they're just eating. But if you really take a look at what's on your plate and be mindful about that, also when, like last week we talked about surveying or looking at the whole food spread and choosing the foods that are really going to be good for you, be mindful about that and choose foods that are good, but also look at your plate, see how much is on there, because then we get back into like portion sizing, right? And eating what we need instead of overindulging. Number 5 is kind of my favorite. After we eat and after we're enjoying ourselves, don't forget to take some time every single day to exercise with your family. Make it a habit. Take your kids out for a walk, go out with family and friends to the beach, be active, go to the gym, do something. Just be active with your family. That way you get some exercise and you kind of de-stress and get the body moving every single day. Remember, at least 30 minutes a day of physical activity is recommended, but if you can do any more than that, then by all means, go and do that. Also, I know this is hard in general, even for me, but try to get some good quality sleep every single day. I know with parties going on, you're going to be staying up late, you're going to be waking up early to cook or whatnot, but try to figure out within your day how you can get at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep. If you can get to 8, that's great, but I usually bounce between 6 and 7 hours of sleep, and then I start planning my day after that. But sleep is crucial, especially if you want to start losing weight. If you want your body to be healthy and you want to just feel good, get some sleep. Number 7 is to snack smart. Now, I have a rule of thumb at my house. We're going to eat whatever we have in our cabinets, right? So if I'm buying chips, if I'm buying cookies, if I'm buying candy, whenever I get kind of hungry or I'm watching TV or I'm chilling with my family and I want something to snack on, I'm going to snack on that. So if you set yourself up and buy, like, I'll go to the store and I'll buy mixed nuts, I'll buy some popcorn, I'll buy fruits, and just generally things that are more nutritious for me and healthier for me to snack on, I'll buy those versus buying cookies and chips and candy and ice cream and all of the other stuff, right? I want to be able to snack right, especially if you're at work. I had this thing where people had snack drawers, and we had our employee lounge that had crackers and a whole bunch of other snacks. But again, if you bring healthy snacks to work, you're going to eat that, right? So set yourself up for success and snack smart. Number 8 is kind of hard, but it works for me and it works for my family, is to skip seconds by getting off the table. A lot of times when we're eating with our family, we're enjoying conversation, we're laughing, and if the food's right in front of us, we're going to be picking on that all the time. I do that if the food's in front of us. So kind of what we do is we put the food to the side on a different table, and then we get our food and eat. But even if the food is on the table that we're eating, we'll kind of get up and we'll go into the living room, where we can all sit comfortably on the couch and lounge and just enjoy each other's time instead of staying on the table, right? If we stay on the table, we're going to get enticed to eat a little bit more or more than we want to eat. So get off the table, don't go for seconds, and just enjoy family and friends. Number 9 is kind of what I'm known for when I go to parties, but be that guy that brings a healthy dish to the party. Because even if, you have no control over what's going to be there, but if there's no real good food options, be the person that brings that healthy food. So sometimes I'll bring salad, I'll bring a dish that has loads of vegetables, maybe roasted vegetables, or something that that you're going to want to eat, that's going to keep you healthy, but also keep your family and friends healthy, right? And our last one is to limit liquid calories. That's a hard one. That's probably the hardest for me. But look at liquids, look at alcohol, look at drinks that are low in calories, so you're not adding on to that. This is Jess from the Boca Box. I hope you enjoyed these 10 tips to keep you healthy and to keep you eating right throughout this holiday season. Visit us at the Boca Box, and if you have any questions, come and see me, or you just want to talk and chill, come see me as well. I'll see you guys next week on the HotSpot.
That's probably the best advice I've heard this week. Thank you so much, Jess. Yeah, chill. Even though Guam, man, it was hot yesterday, Giving Tuesday, but man, I got to say, again, shout out to our friends at Kloppenberg Enterprises for letting us use that amazing bus, and our driver, Johnny, nicest guy in the world. We were very, very aircon, so we were chill inside that bus. But please take a chill during this commercial break, because when we come back, we are going to tell you about the St. Cecilia Music Gala concert that happened. I got a couple of my buddies who are going to talk about that next.
What is it?
Can I get new basketball shoes?
We'll see.
Can I please have $20 for my field trip?
I don't know. Can I go to my friend's house after school?
Anak, hindi pwede.
We're all trying our best to make ends meet. The governor's childcare programs are helping businesses and working families care for Guam's kids. This ad is paid for with funds administered by the Department of Public Health and Social Services. Visit guamchildcare.com to apply today.
Hello, I'm Gunnery Sergeant Ruben Tan from Marine Corps Base Camp Blas, personally asking you to join me in supporting the Marine Corps Toys for Tots program by collecting new and unwrapped toys for children this year. The Toys for Tots program, now in its 13th year on island, has partnered with the Chamber of Commerce, Matson Navigation Company, Catholic Social Services, and the Salvation Army to make this holiday season a time to remember for kids and teens throughout Guam. You may drop off your new and unwrapped toys between now and December 10th in any of our boxes throughout Guam or at the KUAM studio. We ask that when purchasing this year, please also remember gifts for older children and young teenagers. On behalf of the U.S. Marine Corps and the KUAM Care Force, we thank you for coming together and sharing the spirit of this holiday season.
Pacific Points is more rewarding with friends. From now until December 31st, get 300 bonus points for every friend you refer that signs up and earns points. Both you and your friends will enjoy awesome rewards like free Shell fuel, rebates on your IT&E bills, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. Plus, earn more points to upgrade your membership tier and enjoy even more exclusive rewards. Learn more at PacificPoints.com or download the app. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Calling all those who must love Christmas. There's nothing that can brighten spirits more than the beauty of Christmas decor and holiday lights, and KUAM News wants to showcase them all. Send us your photos of your decorations via messenger, direct message, or email to promotions@kuam.com and we may feature them. Decorations and displays will be highlighted in social media posts every Friday in December on the social media platforms of KUAM News and showcased in a weekly montage on KUAM News HotSpot, presented by Coast 360 Federal Credit.
Mic check.
Together we thrive. And don't forget to watch the CBS holiday movie Must Love Christmas on KUAM TV 11 this December.
Breeze 93.9 FM is playing the perfect Christmas soundtrack of your life all season long. From timeless classics to new favorites and even the best Chamorro Christmas carols, let Breeze put you in the spirit of the season. On air and streaming on KUAM.com all day through January 1st. It's Feed Me Fridays on KUAM News Hotspot. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow. With Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items every Friday on KUAM News Hotspot or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows. Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam on Demand.
All right, everybody, it's been a while since we've had two of our guests in studio. One of them, Max Ronquillo, my very, very dear friend, and fellow Simon Sanchez Shark. Always got to throw that in there. Hasn't been here in a while, but you know when we have Max on, we were talking about music. The other one is Josh Tekenko, our very good friend from GVB, longtime broadcaster. I've literally seen this guy out in the field. What, Josh? 4 or 5 times now?
Yeah.
You're always working out there. You just love Guam, and that's awesome.
I love Guam so much right now.
Absolutely.
And I think there's so much that we have to share with everyone that we need to showcase.
And this event right here is something that happened. This beautiful picture. Let me show this so Pete can get a shot of that. That is St. Cecilia, and there was a musical gala that was held to honor St. Cecilia. There it is, a beautiful picture. So, you know, Max, your life is music. Music is your life and everything, and we greatly appreciate that. So get us up to speed on exactly who St. Cecilia was.
Well, St. Cecilia was a 3rd century Roman woman, pagan, born pagan, became Christian. She studied Christianity in private because you'd get persecuted, but fell in love with the religion and fell in love with Jesus and devoted her life. The legend goes that she devoted her life, decided to be a virgin for the rest of her life. Her parents were pagan. They wanted her to get married to continue their aristocratic life. She was an aristocrat herself. but she told her soon-to-be husband, I've been visited by an angel, almost like from the Phantom of the Opera.
Well, which is interesting because this picture, I mean, she literally is seated like next to a proper organ.
Right.
So how does she play into music and tying into this gala?
She is the patron saint of music from the 3rd century that most Christian religions, Christian churches recognize as a person who watches over musicians. She wasn't a musician herself, but she was found to be singing at her wedding, and also when she was being persecuted, being put in an oven to be suffocated to death. But she's kept her faith all the way till she died.
Okay, so the patron saint of all musicians. We are learning something every day on this show. So Josh, when this gala was held, and of course we are speaking in the past tense right now, but very well attended and very well received.
Oh gosh, there was so many people that just came to honor all the music educators that were there. But man, the talent that night, it was truly a concert. I was blown away by not only the presence of all the special guests that were there, but just the performances alone. Like you had the Greatest Showman number, that was like we had Artie Gibson and Crystal Pacos and Augustine do the prayer.
Very nice.
And it was so beautiful just to see the love in that room.
And on Giving Tuesday yesterday, I ran into Patrick Palomo down at Mount Carmel.
Wow.
Always a treat. I mean, I was fanboying already. I was like, Pat, Amen, it's really good to see him.
We all love Patrick.
Yeah. So music education, Max, is of course something that's very, very important. And I am the biggest person who will fight until my dying day to say every time, budgets get tight, everybody says, okay, well, it's the performing arts or phys ed that, they got to take a hit and everything like that. But music education is so critical.
Yes, it is. And we think about all the social issues we have in our society today, from the crime to the mental health issues and things of that nature. We sometimes forget that music is brain food. And so how do we bring up the next doctor or the next physicist or the next leader? It's through music.
I know heads of state and, like you said,
exactly,
physicists, master statisticians, business people and everything. A lot of them can trace their origins back to, I studied piano, I play the harp, I rocked out in a guitar band.
Yes, especially for the medical field. There's a study, U.S. News and World Reports that just put out something in 2021 that they are looking more when they choose who comes into medical school if they have a musical background. And it has to do with the dexterity of their fingers, especially with neuroscience, neurologists or neurosurgeons. You want the person who has the most steady hand to be working with you.
They told me the same thing when I was applying to graduate school.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, we see you've got a little bit of a music background. Oh, you can just get out of some engineering classes. I'm like, really?
Possibly.
I was like, I also know how to cook. Can that get me out of like something like that?
Yes. So, and music is always put to the side. And what we do as musicians is one thing very well is we improvise. Enough amount, we make it well, even in the worst of circumstances. But that shouldn't be the default. The default should be, let's get to a better place. Our island needs a good performing arts center in the center. We have one down south, but it's dilapidated and hardly used. And we just need to be, the default cannot be enough amount. The default needs to be in a better place where music teachers are equipped with what they need to do what they do well.
Well, Attorney Mike Pagliolini, our good friend, another good friend of the show and everything, is setting up that academy of his to do just that. So we'll get him on a future interview. So Josh, I can give you about a minute. We got to go to commercial break, but this is certainly not like a one-time shot and everything, like to honor St. Cecilia and other performing arts and everything. This is an ongoing thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And when Max was talking with Regina and I about this event and trying to co-host and MC it, it was clear that this wasn't a one-time thing. We wanted to honor music educators annually, but also showcase the talent that we have here. I mean, we had the Tumon Bay Youth Orchestra, man, Justine Shu blew the crowd away, just playing with the violin. She was just going at it. It gives us so much hope about the future of our island, and to see that the St. Cecilia honoring the patron saint of music and seeing all the talent in the room it's something that we should be proud of and that we should continue to honor. And thank all the sponsors for that.
All right, well, if I may be so bold, even if you're not Catholic out there, but you play any sort of musical instrument and everything like that, light a candle for Saint Cecilia and everything, because she is watching over all of us, and she is going to bless you in your performance and your love of the craft.
Yes, thank you so much. Can we thank some sponsors?
Please.
Yeah, so Josh, if you want to help me out here.
Sure. Thank you to American Chocolate Factory, Dusitani, of course, for hosting the venue, American Music Guam, Guam Bakery,
Guam Plaza Resort and Spa, the Guam Premier Outlets, the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa.
And then also Payless Supermarkets, PIC, Philippine Airlines, Valley of the Lati, and of course United Airlines.
And you know the one thing that's common about all those wonderful organizations, you go to any of those and over their loudspeakers, they always play music. It's not just, you know, like let's have the birds chirping and everything, which is totally cool and everything, but they're keeping music alive.
We forgot a few more. Honolulu Cookie Company, of course, yes, thank you again to the Dusit for hosting us, and to the Tumon Sands Plaza for providing our orchestra a home. A temporary home to rehearse.
Well done by everybody, and Saint Cecilia, thank you for blessing us. All right, please stay tuned because we are coming back with Weekly Renewal.
Can't make that amount work right now.
Mom,
what is it?
Can I get new basketball shoes?
We'll see.
Can I please have $20 for my field trip?
I don't know. Can I go to my friend's house after school?
Anak, hindi pwede. We're all trying our best to make ends meet. The governor's child care programs are helping businesses and working families care for Guam's kids. This ad is paid for with funds administered by the Department of Public Health and Social Services. Visit guamchildcare.com to apply today.
There's epic, then there's ultra epic. Capture life in vivid resolution with Galaxy's most advanced camera system and the built-in S Pen that puts you in control. Every moment, every angle, from sunrise to sundown and beyond. More striking, more stunning than ever. Find the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra at your nearest ITNA store or online at ite.net and change the way you work and play.
Pacific Points is more rewarding with friends. From now until December 31st, get 300 bonus points for every friend you refer that signs up and earns points. Both you and your friends will enjoy awesome rewards like free shelf fuel, rebates on your IT&E bills, vouchers at Foodies and United Mileage Plus Miles. Plus, earn more points to upgrade your membership tier and enjoy even more exclusive rewards. Learn more at PacificPoints.com or download the app. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day, I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. Today, I am here with two of my good friends, Mike Dunca and Roma Dunca, and they're here to share something really special that they've had going on for the past year, I guess, Healthy Options Guam. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So yeah, let's get right into it. Tell me about Healthy Options Guam.
Well, we started about roughly a year ago, and what inspired us to actually do vegan meal prep was you.
Well, not me, the 21-day detox,
21-day
right?
detox. And so we pulled us onto that. Prior to that, we were doing meal preps before, but they weren't exactly vegan. So when we actually started doing vegan meals, we were a little concerned that we weren't able to duplicate certain meals that people were used to.
Right, make it delicious yet nutritious, yeah.
Correct, yes. And but once we got the roll up, the swing of it, we ended up just kind of inventing what we wanted to do, and we started to see that people liked our food. And Roma, who's very, very creative.
So you always say that she's the chef and you're the sous chef.
I'm the sous chef, yes.
I'm the chef, and he's the mostly telling everyone like what we do.
I'm the dishwasher.
Yeah. And the shopper, right?
And the shopper, yeah.
So Roma, give us an idea of some of the different creations, some of the meals that you make.
I created.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started before the 21 days.
Okay.
I did the salad, and then everybody was like, "Can you just do that every time?" And the next thing you know, that's my bestseller. The very salad.
That's your bestseller.
Yes, that's my bestseller.
Okay.
So far, and then everything is fresh, and then even the dressing is fresh. So I do. It depends. Like most days, say tahini, and then the frozen fruits. Yeah.
Frozen fruits or fresh fruits. Okay.
Or
so
fresh fruits. Depends if we have it or if we don't
so even before you're preparing these meals, vegan specific meals, you're already preparing regular.
Yes.
So were you able to convert any of those? Because a lot of times, especially around the holidays, right, there's gonna be more fiestas and whatnot. What are some meals that you've made before that you were able to actually transform into like a vegan version? Are there any?
Yes, so that's the meat is actually like, for example, the salmon.
Yeah.
I do the tofu. So I switch it with tofu. And then for some of the
you make a meatloaf too, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right, the meatloaf. I use that. Most of them ever were like, "Are you sure there's no meat here?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm 100% sure." And then yeah,
So what kind of response have you all gotten? I mean, have you seen a trend of more people? Of course, you promote it primarily on social media, but have you seen it grow?
Well, I was quite shocked about the number of people on Guam who actually like vegan meals. And me myself, I'm not going to lie, I'm a big meat eater, and I didn't think tofu or beans or anything else would be able to cut it.
Yeah.
And so to answer your earlier question as well, prior to doing these vegan meal preps, we were actually making some Filipino dishes. And one of them is called puto pao. So I'm sure the Filipino community out there knows that.
Is it like potu?
So it's like potu, but it's got like a filling inside, like siu pao.
Oh, okay.
So normally we would do it with chicken or pork, and then people started asking if we could do it vegan style.
Wow.
And I didn't know how that was going to work. And it's amazing when you go to the grocery stores and you just see all these products that are catered to vegans out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
it's really, honestly, when I first moved back in 2004, you didn't see the amount of what's available now. Like it has really been, I would say, just the past 5-10 years, you've really seen it grow.
Correct.
That section.
And so that, with that, and it's kind of funny because when we were discussing about making vegan meals, I would just tell her, well, what do we like to eat? And let's just make it vegan.
Right.
Let's just change it to vegan. And we tweak. I'm not gonna lie, we don't have exact measurements of what we use. We just kind of taste it. I am also the taste test guy, so it goes through me. I'm quality control. And but in the end, it always comes out to be exactly how we like it. And
well, I'll tell you, I've tried your meals, and you definitely could tell. You could also tell energetically when people make something coming from love. I mean, you could tell, like you are passionate about this, and you could taste it.
Right.
A lot of times, and that's why, nothing against chain restaurants or whatnot, but when things are kind of mass produced, it's not given that same individual attention as if it's like a homemade meal that someone's passionate about, right?
Correct. And I think that's the one thing that with Roma, I have to admit, she is so passionate about everything she does.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to cooking. It's been something that's been a passion of hers for a while. And when she first mentioned that she was going to start making these Filipino snacks and different trays for people, I just thought to myself, it was just going to be a hobby. And we spoke one day, and I said to her, your hobby might as well be your...
Get paid for it.
your hobby.
Because that's usually the most successful way to go, is you're passionate about something, then people are attracted to that, yeah.
Yes, and we were going to say that earlier, just seeing the number of people that have responded to this was just very refreshing. It is a business, but at the same time, I like seeing people happy.
Right.
I like seeing them. The response that they send us messages. They repost on Instagram, thanking us for certain dishes that Roma has made. And we start to realize what are our best sellers and what are not so best sellers. So we're not going to sell things that people don't really want.
Right.
We're constantly trying to tweak things, every week. And Roma went how many, like 4 or 5 months without repeating a single dish.
Wow.
Yeah, so
well, that's a good way to give variety and see which ones stick and which don't,
correct.
right? But let me ask you this. So you both did the 21-day detox, right?
Yes.
So I want to ask on a personal level, but also those who have come to you for the meals. Could you tell any difference as far as your energy level, like as you did eating your own meals that were basically plant-based, vegan, then raw plant-based, and then liquids? Did you find any changes occur?
A lot.
What are some of them?
So when I was trying, I'm scared because I'm not really full on vegan. So I'm like, no, why not?
Give it a
doing it. I'm the one who's making this, and I'm the one who has to be, the first one to try
of course.
it, right? And then I'm like, maybe the first week, I already see the difference. I'm like, every time I woke up, I'm like, oh my God, my mind is so clear. clear.
Clarity,
And then everything is like, everything makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. Unlike before, it's like, what am I going to do today?
Right, so
my mind is
the mental
very
aspect, yeah.
And the second week, it's kind of like, because it's raw.
Raw, yeah.
Like, I'm not used to that. So I'm like, no, I'm going to have to try it because I'm the one who's doing everything and it has to be through me and my goal. So
Yeah.
I was shocked that we actually made it, like the 21 days, and after that, I'm like, I'm cutting a lot of things.
Yes. And so how about Mike? Did you feel any?
I'll admit, when Roma mentioned, she said, you know, we're going to do the meal prep for the 21-day detox. And she said, I'd like to follow it. And a part of me was like, well, maybe I'll follow the first week and I won't go the second week. And then every day we would do it, and it got easier and easier as the weeks went on. And so much to the point that I would ask her to make certain meals just on the side for me that were vegan. And I was like, well, it's not too bad, you know, and I would start eating it. And then it just became a normal thing.
Yeah.
You know, we went from having all types of things in our fridge to just opening our fridge and we've got tons of vegetables. You've seen it.
Yes. But did you notice anything in your body? Anything feel different?
Oh, I did. Yes. As Roma mentioned earlier, mental clarity. I felt more energetic. I felt like things were registering a lot quicker.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I really realized, I'm like, just through food, through nourishing your body, you can really, it affects everything. From
Absolutely,
your physical well-being to your emotional to your spiritual well-being.
Right.
And so,
well, like they say, food can either be your poison or your medicine.
correct.
Right?
And this is basically, you know, eating well now is preventative medicine in itself.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
and so much more available. It's
Yes.
easier to find too. Thanks, of course. Thanks partly to you guys.
Thank you. And you know, that's what we want. We want to help the community to live healthier, to realize that eating healthy doesn't have to feel as if you're just eating
deprived
a salad.
deprive
Because,
yourself.
many people would tell me, they were like, oh, you know, my version of eating healthy was eating a salad at a fast food restaurant.
A Wendy's.
Or like a Wendy's, or, you know, just going to the salad bar, but that was like once a week.
Yeah.
Now we can do this on a daily basis.
Right. And the
So-
thing is, you know, they do make good salads, but the thing is people turn to fast food because it's so convenient. I think
Correct.
that's the number one thing. People, of course, care about flavor and whatnot and their health, but let's be real, we have busy lives. So, of course, fast food is so convenient. So it's good that we have these places. You know, there's others on Guam, but you guys have this available. People could just pick it up. Or also, if there's more than, 3 meals you could deliver, is that it? Or more than 5? 4. Okay. All right, so in closing, is there anything else you want to share?
You know, we were actually very grateful for this opportunity to share this with the island. And, you know, I know that, as I mentioned earlier, this is more of a passion for us than anything. Although we are a business, we do, you know, we want to encourage everybody to go out there and try everything else as well. You know, even people who we consider competitors, I'd like for them to try them as well. And just the fact that they're living healthy, to me, it's good. You know, you've got different restaurants that people choose from. They're all competitors, but at the end of the day, we're all providing them service.
Beautiful. I love that. And that's what's going to keep you guys getting more and more. Having that mentality really, I feel, is important.
Correct.
Especially, you know, we all want it for the greater good of our island, right?
Indeed.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
for having us, Claire.
Thank you all.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you next time on your weekly renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Breeze 93.9 FM is playing the perfect Christmas soundtrack of your life all season long. From timeless classics to new favorites and even the best Chamorro Christmas carols, let Breeze put you in the spirit of the season. On air and streaming on KUAM.com all day through January 1st.
All right, before we put this show in the history books, Max and Josh, you guys got anything coming up?
Yes, the Tumon Bay Youth Orchestra, you can catch us at the Tumon Sands Plaza this Sunday, 2:30 p.m. for a Christmas performance.
Most excellent. You guys
Awesome.
doing a traditional holiday fare or even some
Traditional, yes, some unique stuff.
new stuff? So you got some surprises?
You have some surprises.
I like surprises this time of year. All right, how about you, Josh?
Obviously, fireworks are coming up. We also have the return of the Instagram holiday contest that's
Nice.
going to be going up soon. So we'll have more announcements on that. And then holiday illumination. All the lights are going up in Tumon on the medians, and just around. We'll tell you more details. About
Tell you what,
that,
you guys, just bring a change of clothes next time you come here and everything like that, and we'll just camp out at KUAM because both of you and the wonderful organizations you represent have so much going on for the holidays. So Max, Joss, Jason, guys, happy holidays, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
See you next time.